living in the sunlight, having all the sunlight, having a wonderful time. That's kind of bad. Do I refilm all this? Hey, what's up? I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. I've been hauling a lot of books for someone who hasn't been doing a whole lot of reading. Anyway, I do want to thank today's sponsor, and that is Book of the Month. I love Book of the Month. It is a fantastic book subscription service, in my opinion. It is around $15 a month, and if there is ever a month that you need to skip, you can skip without charge, which is fantastic. But I think that Book of the Month is a great way to try out new books, try out new genres, and also just grow your collection. I don't have a problem with that at all. You go on, and each month they have around 5 hand-selected titles that are ones that are either debut or new or up-and-coming, or just ones that are just they expect to be absolutely fantastic, and there's usually from various different genres as well. One of my favorite parts of the service as well is that they have add-on books for a discounted price as well, and they're all hardback. It's such a steal, honestly. It's such a steal. I'll have a link down below if you are interested. I just think it's a really fantastic service. I love all the books that end up coming from there. They look so nice and clean on the shelf. So I have May's selection here, so I'm going to quickly go through those as well, since I have them all. I have them all here. One of the first picks is How Lucky. Despite how bright this color is, there is quite a mystery happening in this book. This follows Daniel, who is living a pretty successful life considering the fact that he has a disease in which he cannot talk and he has to move with a wheelchair. He is mostly confined to his home and watches the neighbors go by all the time. And that he sees one woman so frequently, he looks forward to seeing her pass all the time. That is until he sees her being kidnapped and gets thrown into all kinds of mystery. I feel like this cover is very misleading. Next we have Things We Lost to the Water, and this is about a Vietnamese family, immigrant family, who is struggling to settle into New Orleans. Their father remains in Vietnam and has not come over, and they are struggling to kind of keep connected with each other, their heritage, and also just fit in as well. We have The Last Thing He Told Me, and this is about a man who goes missing, and before he does, he leaves a note for his wife saying, protect her, and he means his daughter. His daughter wants nothing to do with her stepmother, but they have to join together to find out what has happened to Owen. As they are searching, they find out that he is not who he has said that he is, and they have to work together to kind of figure out where he has gone and what he is hiding from. Then we have Imposter Syndrome. Oh my god, son. And this is about a woman who is recruited by a Russian intelligence company, and then she goes to California and creates her own kind of big tech company herself. It's very successful. Also follow Alice, who works for Julia, and is one day when she's just kind of doing a sweep, she finds out there's some security issues within the company and finds out that Julia might be using it to her advantage. And then Julia is also questioning what exactly Russia needs from her, and if her success is actually her own. And then the last pick, and the one that would be my pick because this is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, is Ariadne. And this is a Greek mythology retelling about Ariadne and her hand in killing her brother, the Minotaur, and what that means for her in her life and whether or not that means that she will have a happy ending or not. I love Greek mythology retellings, and I'm so excited. I love these colors. This color scheme is everything. I love this so very much. You can also get $5 off your first book if you use the code MAYREADS, and I will have the link down below. Now let's go ahead and get into the rest of the books. Okay, the first 2 books that I ended up getting this month was A Trail of Lightning and Storm of Locusts, and I love this series. I've been loving it. I'm still working on this one. It's not that I've been enjoying it. It's just that I don't read. But I really wanted my own copies because I just really enjoyed the series. It's definitely one that I can see myself rereading. It is a kind of dystopian fantasy type novel based around Navajo mythology, and follow Maggie, who is a monster killer, and basically there's some things going on, some weird things. There are these monsters and they are definitely like handmade, and she's like, what the hickety heck is happening here? And so as she's trying to find that out, she has to team up with a medicine man in order to figure out what is going on and kind of destroy these monsters, but their lives are more connected than they think. And then the second one obviously follows the aftermath of this one, and things are wild and you never know what to expect, and it's gritty, and I love this series so much, and I love these. I had a really hard time deciding between these and the UK covers, so I'll probably eventually get the UK covers too, just because I really enjoy these so much. So I'm happy to have my own copies now. I was also very, very lucky to receive What's Not to Love from Penguin Random House. They asked me if I would like a copy, and I was like, yes, please, because I love Emily and Austen's writing so very much. Most of their books have been like some of my favorite YA contemporary romances. I think that they are just so stinking cute. Also, the main character in this, her name is Allison, and it's spelled like mine, and it's very exciting. That's all I want to say. So this follows Allison and Ethan, who compete for everything. They have all the same classes. They're constantly competing for the same awards and whatnot. They are put on a team together to plan a previous class's 10-year reunion and told to kind of figure it out. I guess the winner gets a letter to Harvard or something, but they are in competition with this as well until they realize that as they spend more and more time together, that maybe they don't hate each other as much as they think they do. So I think this sounds so good. I just love their books are just so good. So they go very quickly. They're very digestible. I eat them up. I just love them so very much. So I'm very excited to get to this one. So then I got some free books from the library. These were ones that they're kind of just removing from the collection. Either they're getting new copies, or it's because the copies just weren't circulating, or we had too many of them. Sometimes that happens. Journal of Sean Sullivan. I love the Dear America series, so I'm always looking for ones that I don't have, and this is one. Just really enjoy the Dear America series. I would love to have them all, as they were just a favorite as a kid, and I'm just trying to collect them all. Another one is the Jumbies, and I really, really enjoyed this story. This is like a middle grade horror based on Caribbean myth, and it is absolutely fantastic. It was creepy at times, it was funny at times. I really enjoyed this story so very much, and I do plan on continuing, so it's nice to have a copy, as this was one that I see myself recommending and rereading in the future. Basically, this is about a girl who encounters what she believes is a Jumbie, and this Jumbie is trying to seduce her father, and she needs to stop it before the Jumbies come and take over the town. So this is The Swallow. This is a ghost story. This is about two neighbors, and they feel very lonely in their own worlds. One wants to see ghosts, one wants to stop seeing ghosts. Their lives are very different, but they realize that their attics share a wall, and they spark up a friendship based on this. But they come across a tombstone that has one of the girls' names on it and realize that there's an angry spirit in her house intent on hurting her. So they have to kind of figure out the history of this haunted house and what the spirit is actually after. We have the Scandalous Sisterhood of Prick Willow Place, and this just sounds so silly and dark at the same time. I love it. Basically, the headmaster and her brother are poisoned at Sunday dinner one day, and the girls are like, gosh darn it, now the school's gonna close, so they have to bury the bodies, and then they have to make sure that the school doesn't close. But then they're finding out all this weird stuff about the headmaster and her brother, and like, why did they have these things on them when they died, and what was happening, and it just sounds so fun and dark, and I'm here for it. I'm really excited about this one. This just sounds fantastic. I read that and I was like, oh my god. I mean, burying two corpses in the garden, faking their way through a surprise birthday party, and muddling through the horrors of Victorian housework, unsupervised, are easy enough. I thought that just sounded great. I also picked up a Vampire Night Volume 1. I can't show you any of the covers because they have too much information on them. But I picked up Vampire Night Volume 1. I had all the other ones checked out, but this one took forever that I had to return the other volumes that I had. I've been trying out manga this year. We'll see. We'll see. I've heard mixed things about this though. Some people have since said like, don't read that. Some people still recommend it, so I don't know how to feel about this. Maybe I'll just read the first one and see how it goes. I don't know. I actually recommended The Most Precious of Cargoes, and this takes place during World War II, and it is about a beleaguered Jewish family who is on a train, and in order to try to save their baby, they wrap the baby in a shawl and throw it out into the forest, and then a woodcutter and his wife come across the baby and take the baby in order to save it. So she said that it was really good. It's really small. So we'll see. I also picked up Makeup Breakup. So this follows a woman who has started this app called Makeup, where it is basically about reconnecting with someone, your ex, and making it work, and that's all great and fine, and she thinks that things are going to start taking off. That is until her rival, who is also her summer fling, shows up in the office beside hers, and his app is called a Breakup, and it's about people who will go and break up with people for you. So while hers is about connecting and creating relationships, his is about destroying them, and they hate each other for it, at least so they think. And, you know, things intensify. Honestly, I attempted to read this past month and DNF'd it. I personally am not a big fan of stories like this where there's kind of a pre-existing relationship and it kind of just set it up that, like, the spark was already there. There wasn't really any build up to anything. Like, they were just immediately, like, all over each other. And I just was like, I like a little bit of angst and a little bit of build up, and I just didn't think the banter was all that great. So this was like whatever to me. So I will be returning that one. I also picked up A Lot's Way, and I've heard you can't even see A Lot's Way. I've heard fantastic things about this book. This is about an America that is shaped by indigenous kind of myths and knowledge and magic, and we follow our main character who can raise ghosts from the dead, and her cousin is murdered, and the town wants to kind of turn a blind eye, but she's going to look into it, she's going to figure it out, and she digs up some of the secrets about this town as well. She is just going to get in there and figure it out, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this. This book is hefty. It is heavy duty stuff. It's gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I saw this on the shelf and I was like, I need this. I need this. So that is it for my April book haul. Let me know which of these books you feel like I should read first, you know, when I do that thing again. Someone's just gonna have to, like, force me to sit down and read something. I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!